is buried at Grant's tomb? This phrase is all the American public generally remembers the General Grant National Memorial by. This mausoleum stands proud as one of the many monuments that line Riverside Drive in Manhattan and is the final resting place of President Ulysses S. Grant and his wife Julia. The General Grant National Memorial asserts U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant as a figure of power in the United States at a time when the office of the President was meaning less and less to the public. It achieves this through its neoclassical design. Ulysses S. Grant was elected after the term of Andrew Johnson, who was generally disliked and was never meant to be president, as he had taken over upon Lincoln's death. A war hero present in the tradition of George Washington and Andrew Jackson, Grant's mere election represented power and strength from war. After Grant left office, there were a series of weakening presidents. First came Rutherford B. Hayes in a highly contested election. Next came James Garfield, who was assassinated within a year by a dissatisfied supporter. After that, Garfield's vice president Chester Arthur rose to power. Another president that was not elected to be president was ruling the country. The people were losing respect for the office. Grant died soon after Arthur left office. America, looking for a symbol of glory to raise up, turned to him and his memory, creating for him a massive neoclassical mausoleum designed by John Hemingway Duncan. Neoclassical architecture is often employed in the United States government buildings. This is to call back to the ancient power of Rome and Greece and the idea of a successful and respectable government. Grant's tomb is neoclassical for the same reasons. The presidency was historically a newer concept, so, as it was losing its meaning already, they connected a president to all these ideas of glory, strength, and potential. Anyone would be able to see this connection. However, there is an even deeper one that would have been recognized by an educated public. Grant's tomb was designed after a specific ancient building, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus. This structure, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, had been nearly destroyed by earthquakes and lost to history long before Grant's death in 1886. However, it was rediscovered at around that time. The ancient mausoleum would have been relatively fresh in an educated public's mind, calling them back to an ancient power so great that its fame outlived its physical form. Originally, Duncan intended for the tomb to have more sculpture or ornamentation, as depicted in this rendering. In this form, it would have more closely resembled the mausoleum at Halicarnassus. However, due to budget restrictions, Grant's tomb had to be scaled down. Still, echoes of the mausoleum's design are evident. The neoclassical design was uncommon among presidential tombs. Generally, the grave of a president was marked by an obelisk or sarcophagus. Here we see Jefferson's tomb, which famously downplays his power in favor of noting his intellectual achievements, with the epitaph, "Here was buried Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of American Independence, of the Statute of Virginia for Religious Freedom, and father of the University of Virginia." Compared to Grant's tomb, this grave is inconsequential. Looking at Garfield's tomb, we see an example that is more physically similar to Grant's. However, its Gothic style evokes less feelings of glory and power and more those of mourning for a lost president. Grant's tomb was dedicated on April 20th, 1897, to much fanfare. Thanks to the monument's neoclassical looks, the people saw not only the power and glory of Grant, but that of their government in the building. Thus, it helped to solidify the precarious reputation of the office of the president at the time.